My name's Chris and I like listening to music. I'm going to listen to Planning for Burial, Its Closeness, It's Easy. An album I enjoyed when it was on, but really never looked forward to listening to. Noisy metal with a shoegaze feel, got a bit of heart, not the easiest of listens, but some tuneful and beautiful moments. I was excited on the first listen and gave it a 9, maybe a little bit too excited. It didn't grow on me as expected. Let's see what the last listen brings. Track 1, you think? It's pretty full on from the start, no messing about, and gets you pulled in. On first listen, you hope it isn't going to be all this unsettling, and it's not. It goes from hardcore to softcore, after a minute. The voice is not a metal one, bit of a screamer, but you can hear over the guitars, and there is a lot of guitars, a lot of layers. Melody in there, some of it quite beautiful, and a tightness to it all. There's an optimism as well as the pessimism and the uneasiness. Good enthralling opener, 8 out of 10. Track 2, Movement 2, some noisy ambient feedback for 2.5 minutes. Doesn't really do a lot for me, 5 out of 10. Track 3, Blueberry Pop. I do like the transition between the tracks. It's definitely a piece of art. Intro reminds me of A Cure of Forest, and that is rather lovely. You can hear a techno beat over that. Not too much happens, but the melody keeps you engaged. Beautiful, 8 out of 10. Track 4, A Flowing Field of Green. The guitars are back and as noisy as ever. The first time shoegaze really comes to the fore. Not a genre I've overly been fond of in the past, or at least since the late 80s when Ride did it. But this is the exception to that rule. I like the metal part of it. He sings, you can hear his voice. He's no Elvis or Mariah Carey, but it fits with the music well. Good stuff, 8 out of 10. Track 5, With Your Sunglasses On Like a Ghoul. Twisted lullaby that could be on a Ride album or a death metal album. I do like his voice on this one, and the driving bass really gets you in the chest. The hybrid of metal shoegaze works for me. A little Nirvana in its structure in the song, sort of an easy voice, sounds like Bono a little bit. I bet the acoustic version is beautiful, but you can't really hear it. 7 out of 10. Track 6, Grivo, an ambient drone that's a nice contrast to the noise before, but doesn't actually go very far, and it's a bit of a non-event. 5 out of 10. Track 7, 27th of February, the gloomiest of the gloomiest Black Sabbath type metal. Impressive how can be so slow and yet so loud. Simple but hugely effective riff with a sickly sweet piano loop in the background. 7 minutes gives it time to breathe as well, and for me it's one of the best tracks on the album. 10 out of 10. Probably the best. Track 8, Fresh Flowers of Our Time. Very goth this one. Thoughts of Field and Eflin or A Very Hard Mission with Wayne Hussey. Quite punk as well. These last 2 tracks, which have been 7 minutes, I like the longer ones. Post-punk sensibilities in there as well. Simple guitar riffs. Impressive. 9 out of 10. And the 9th and final track, an ambient version of what came before, Farm Cat Watching. Nice to have a bit of calm after the storm, I suppose, but doesn't go too far. 6 out of 10. Overall, far from easy listening, but enjoyable. 8 out.